On Saturday, a large group of people gathered at the Meadowlands in Ancaster for a car meet. Our Nicole Martin was there. She broke the story for us, and this morning she's going to tell us what she witnessed firsthand. Thanks for coming in so early. I know you did the 11 o'clock last night, so
got
thank
home
you.
around midnight, but that's okay. It's so nice to wake up with morning light.
Yeah. So I want to know, first off, how did you even find out about this? Because you were working in the studio that night.
Exactly, and it started all around 6 o'clock when we went to air, but right after our show, we received a phone call from a viewer saying that they saw up to 1,000 people in the parking lot just off Golf Links Road in Ancaster at the movie theater parking lot. So I went out there with our camera operator. We arrived, we saw Hamilton police blocking every entrance into the parking lot at the Cineplex, the adjacent one, and another neighboring plaza. And we were shocked. We saw hundreds of cars, people there from Brampton, Oshawa, Toronto, Kitchener, Cambridge, coming from all across the province and from some of the hot spots that are big COVID cases right now.
And there were many different police forces there. The OPP were brought in, York Peel Police brought in.
Yes, so when we first got there, it was just Hamilton Police. We saw maybe 6, 7 cruisers just blocking off the area. None of the officers actually out of their vehicles from what we saw. People milling about, but the officers were in their cruisers. But then about an hour later, this is closer to around 9 o'clock at night, we saw a lineup of other cruisers come in. Peel, York Regional Police, the OPP, and as soon as that happened, about a dozen cruisers came in, a dozen officers. People started going to their vehicles and getting ready to leave the area.
And yet we're hearing that no tickets were issued. And this comes like this was a day after the province instituted new guidelines, well, new regulations.
Yeah, actually, it was just the hours after that happened, yeah.
Right, limiting crowds outdoors to only 25 people, and this is for the next 4 weeks.
Exactly. And so I think a lot of people online were certainly upset when I was tweeting saying, are these people being ticketed right now? Because they've even increased the fine. So people who are going to these large gatherings could face a $750 fine. The organizers up to $10,000, if not more. So no tickets were issued. That's what we learned at a Hamilton Police Newser yesterday. But what we learned also was that there was a bigger situation going on. The reason why Peel, York, and the OPP came in is because they're a part of a Project Erase. It's a big project across southern Ontario right now targeting street racers and some gangs that are coming out to some of these events, taking over neighboring streets, doing donuts, street racing. So that was the priority of Hamilton Police once they were given a heads up from Peel and York and the OPP that these people were coming from out of town to Hamilton. So that wasn't normally a priority then to start issuing tickets. However, they did say yesterday that they have detectives on this from the Mountain Division and they will be looking for those organizers to find them or criminally charge them.
Right, because the fine could go up to $10,000 under these new provincial regulations, right?
Exactly, yeah. And we did have a chance to talk with some of the attendees as well, and we asked them, you know, how would you feel though? Is it really worth it to potentially get a $750 ticket for being here with this large gathering? A lot of them didn't seem to care. One person said that, yeah, I don't think I would want that ticket. The organizers, though, it's hard to say who they are at the moment. We do know that this was called Mega Meet 2.0, and it was shared widely on social media.
So it's only 25 that's allowed to gather outside now. If you knew that, would you have still come tonight? I see a head nod, yes?
Yeah. I'd come.
You'd come?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Love cars.
Love cars. So
Love the
is it
culture.
worth a $750 fine potentially?
No. No, it's not.
Are you guys worried at all about the spread of COVID-19 and the fact that cases are over 400 right now?
Yeah, yo. I'm with him on that. I'm just trying to see some nice cars, right?
And sadly, you yourself, because you were there and because you were tweeting about it, you have faced a nasty backlash on social media.
Yes, online, to my face while I was there, vile comments that I really cannot even say on air. People sharing my picture, wanting to follow me, find where I live, things you don't really expect to see and to hear when you're out doing your job. But I do have to say it's been also really positive to see the online response and some of the comments of support.
Right, right. And we're so grateful that you were there and doing your job and doing more than your job, because you also went back and hosted the 11 o'clock that night.
Yeah.
Kudos
We
to you,
did.
Nicole
Thank you so
Martin.
much, Annette. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Yeah.
Okay, and we've got lots more. We're covering the story again today on chch.com and on the evening news at 6. Nice to have you on the show.
Thanks so much. I'm sure we're going to hear from the Premier today. We'll be covering it.